Despite all that is going on, we have made it here. In spite of all the troubles of the world, we shall not fear. For we cannot forget that this season is great. Through his mercy, our lives he chose to save. We can only admire the scandal of grace, and so on this day, celebrate. That may be hard with all this on Corona, but don't let the shadow of the news cast over. Moreover, a couple of things we need to go over, so right now let's try and focus on Passover. Started way back in Genesis with Adam and Eve. They fumbled the bag when they ate from that tree, got knowledge, now they try to cover up with some leaves, till they got clocked, now they're begging, oh please. Not once did they think to whom it may concern. God said, dust thou art, unto dust thou shalt return. But if he passed all his judgment in one go, they would have died then and there. They weren't ready for that smoke. However, the Lord showed mercy on this occasion. It was clear that these two needed saving. So he made them coats of skins, free clothes for the taking. Wait, bring that back, because it was more than that. It was a covering of their sin. That jacket made of skin was the only reason they didn't die. But to make that fur coat, God had to take a life. So that animal there was the first sin sacrifice. What's this got to do with Easter? You're getting sidetracked. Well, like a lamb named Philip, let's bring it right back. See, there's pictures in scriptures that echo the cross, and that was the one that started them off. Now, finding all of these ain't a walk in the park, but Bible stories link, regardless the part. That's why we're now diving into Noah's Ark. See, once the water started rising, the ark was the safe zone. The message of the flood is very take-home, as the Hebrew word for sea is actually tehom. It may seem random to sneak in this, but tehom literally translates to abyss. It's even the word Israel used when talking about Hades, so maybe it's crazy that they travel safely in the ark. Or maybe that's a picture with an image so stark. See, the flood hit everyone, it even crossed borders, and everyone died, so these were judgment waters. But Noah and his family, they were safe inside their quarters. Once the flood was over, they could live out the rest of their life. This resembles how all of us can find rest in Christ. Passover is the festival celebrated by the Jews in memory of the day that they got the good news, that after 400 years of them being slaves, God is now coming to save the day. Now he does this by sending in a plague that forces the Pharaoh to then feel afraid, ravaged all Egypt just for their sake, and somehow left the Jews unscathed. As he told them to put the lamb's blood on the door, and it would act as a symbol for the destroyer to ignore. Them and their household safe inside the house, a grace that to this day we just can't figure out. By listening and staying locked down, they showed their faith, and it was after that Israel made their great escape. Ever since then, they feast and celebrate to commemorate when God made a way. Now we've got to Jesus and all he did for us. He lived a perfect life and knew we'd be corrupt, yet still he chose to go upon the cross and die, and through that we are granted eternal life. See, we too have sins that we need to pay for, but Christ paid it all, needless to say more. Where a sinless life is the cost of heaven, we can't afford a thing, we're at our wits' end. But if our faith in him we strengthen, he becomes Saviour, Redeemer, and Friend. That there is grace in abundance. He rose again, making death redundant. So the least we can do is give him glory and praise, especially during Easter, where we all remember that day. So regardless of what you're going through, how you're feeling, or if you even understood, right now just take the time to thank him for everything. I hope your Friday is good.